Escorts surely gave its March sales update, and overall, when you look at it, sales have improved on a month-on-month basis. Interesting numbers coming in from the company. But let's bring on board the Group CFO of the company, Bharat Madan, who is here to give us more insights on, how sustainable actually is this growth. What is the tractor sales outlook going forward? Any capex plans that a company has. Thank you so much, Mr. Madan, for joining in with us on ET Now. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Good morning.
So, Mr. Madan, firstly, I'm going to start with obviously talking about the numbers for the March sales. Now, it's like after 5 months, when you look at it, you've actually crossed the sales number of 10,000 once again. Now, did this number have any impact of the financial year ending, which aided your sales? And how sustainable do you feel this growth is going forward as well?
No, so if you look at the trend, normally March is a strong month, generally for the industries, since the harvest season for the northern markets, which are our strongholds. So normally you see in these months, normally we have a larger volume in a higher market share too. So even in this month, for example, the market share is close to 30% plus. So I think that's where the general trend. So I don't see there's any surprise there. But yes, like you mentioned, so after 2-3 months of sharp decline in the industry, so March saw some good recovery happening. So compared to the earlier 2 months in Jan and Feb, so the decline in the industry, in spite of all this thing, was not really that sharp. So we were about 89% decline in the volume compared to 30-35% decline which was seen in the month of Jan and Feb. So yes, some recovery is happening, and we expect maybe going forward the market will not see these sharp swings, compared to what we've seen in the last few months.
I want to talk about exports. We have seen that across auto segments, companies have actually been focusing and recording a good growth in the overseas market. Now, they have been focusing on this, but in the agri sector, what do you feel is actually still holding back India to grow well there? And how much of your focus is on exports as well?
I think in terms of volume, if you look at India, is I think the largest market, and we are also the largest producer of tractors in the world in terms of volume. So I don't think there's anything holding back. But yes, as you know, in India, we are, I think, the second largest arable land in the world. So I think potential-wise, India has huge potential. So we have definitely concerns on the yield. So the productivity levels are still very low in India compared to the developed markets. So which is why we think there's a lot of potential still for the rural equipment, for the farm equipment side, where India needs to really invest now. So the tractor sale is something which has been happening, but I think on the implement side, there's still a lot of potential, the aggregates which go along with the tractor, that is something which holds still a lot of potential, for the productivity to really grow in India. So I think India will follow that trend, as you've seen in the developed countries overseas. So India will also probably follow in the same pattern and see the growth continue, I think, in those fields in future.
Right. And, Mr. Madan, you've highlighted one thing is that commodity inflation, we've seen it coming and it's becoming more of a challenge as well. Now, are you planning any more further price hikes, or would you like to sustain the current pricing levels to hold back the demand?
No, so we had taken, I think, last 4-5 price increases have already happened, but the inflation pressure on commodity continues to be there. So in the last quarter also, I think significant movement happened in the last 2 months, on the steel prices because of this war situation. So